This is what I read on campus and decided to try it. I tried it at Nkrumah Hostel. I started praying by 3 a.m. in the night and stopped by 3 p.m. in the afternoon. We had an outreach at Nkrumah, and my prayer is simple. Let what happened when Finney speak happen when I speak.
This is the decree of the waters. And now we conquer from coast to coast. We drop out nooses by prayer. We open up things by prayer.
Page 52. He said, we need more of this kind of praying. He was referencing as soon as Zion travailed. And when we have it, it will get more people saved. For when Zion travailed, she brought forth children. Therefore, don't draw back if the Holy Spirit moves upon you in groanings. This is Kenny Hagin. Respond to him. With this kind of praying, we don't need all the elaborate methods used by some churches to attract people. So it's either you groan or you use methods. Don't believe me. Believe a witness. Some put every kind of program imaginable and use numerous gimmicks, thinking this is the way to reach people. They use every kind of weapon except spiritual weapons. Page 53. Charles G. Finney stands out as one, and I've told you people my encounter in this ministry started when I started reading Charles Finney and Daniel Nash. Stands out as one of the greatest exponents of evangelism since the days of the Apostle Paul. All theologians and church historians agree that Finney had the greatest success of any individual preacher since the days of Paul. Furthermore, in Finney's revivals, 80% of all his converts stay saved. You don't know what it is. The people you even serve God with on campus 5 years ago, you don't know where they are now. And somebody is saying 80% of the people that were ever saved from a man's ministry stay saved till the end. In no other revival since the days of Paul has this been true. Moody was mightily, that's D.L. Moody, was mightily used of God, yet church historians agree that not more than 50% of his converts remained. Since the turn of the century, we have seen a great revival in the Pentecostal movement, yet Pentecostal leaders, both past and present, agree that not even 50% of the converts remain true to God. No one has had the success Finney had, yet he never used any kind of gimmick. He didn't rely on sensationalism. He depended solely upon prayer. Sorry, say prayer. Prayer. This is what I read on campus and decided to try it. I tried it at Nkrumah Hostel. I started praying by 3 a.m. in the night and stopped by 3 p.m. in the afternoon. We had an outreach at Nkrumah, and my prayer is simple. Let what happened when Finney speak happen when I speak. Well, it may not happen. It may not happen the way it happened for Finney, but it happened. I saw a measure of the glory of God that made me know that this part is correct. We were ministering, people were crying out in their rooms. Who has seen UNN hostel? You know the way UNN hostel is. The middle is a very big space. That's a male hostels. I don't know about females. Very big space. So, for somebody to hear you from one side to another, you need to shout. We are speaking in the middle, and people were crying out in their rooms. Some of them came out crying They didn't join when we started. They were crying. Some were in their rooms. We met them. Some were cultists. Some of them became pastors of some of the biggest churches in Nigeria from that time. It's travels. In his autobiography, we read that when Finney would go into a town for a revival, almost the entire town will turn to God. Is this thing cock and bull story? Choose what to believe. Me, I choose to believe this one. Choose the one you want to believe. After one such revival, in which practically the entire city was converted, the only theater in town had to close down because no one attended. But you dare not put a meeting now when Chelsea has match, because the members of your church will not come. But they said they have theater, and Finney arrived, theater closed. This thing happened where people are living now. How many baseball stadiums will close down in the United States because a man passed now? Well, choose what you want to believe. I want to be a prisoner of hope. All the grog shops finished them for what we know today as beer joints or nightclubs also had to close down after the revival. What was the secret of Finney's success? He said, there is no more secret, no more mystery to having a revival than there is to a farmer's reaping a crop. If the farmer tills the soil, puts the seed in the ground, and trusts God for the rain, then when the time comes, there will be a harvest. There is no mystery, just like a farmer. No tilling, no nothing. People are planting without tilling. Finney had an elderly man working with him who was semi-retired from ministry. People call him Father Nash. Father Nash will go ahead of Finney 3 weeks in advance of a planned revival to try to get 2 or 3 people to enter into a covenant of prayer with him. Say after me, covenant of prayer.
Covenant of prayer.
Someone asked Finney what kind of man this Father Nash was. We never see him. What kind of man is he? They said he doesn't enter into any of the meetings. Finney replied, like anybody who does a lot of praying, Father Nash is a quiet, very quiet person. Like every man that does a lot of praying, you can't be talking too much. Show me a person who is always talking, and I will show you a Christian who never does much praying. On one occasion, when I got to a town to start a revival, Finney said, a lady who ran a boarding house contacted me. She said, Brother Finney, do you know a Father Nash? He and 2 other men have been at my boarding house for the last 3 days, but they haven't eaten a bite of food. I opened the door and peeped in at them because I could hear them groaning. This account, this quoting the autobiography of Finney. The woman said, I don't know women to inquisition go kill on a one day. People are doing something, the woman go open the door. What are you looking for? He said, I opened the door and peeped in at them because I could hear them what? Groaning. And I saw them down on their faces. They have been this way for 3 good days. We are not ready for a revival. When we are ready, the path is clear. We are roundabouting. Meanwhile, there is a set pattern from heaven. They have been this way for 3 days, lying prostrate on the floor and groaning. I thought, watch, are you with me now? In case you don't know what groaning, because some people come and say, is this, these people, is it this thing that is happening today? Can somebody, watch the description. He said, I thought something awful must have happened to them. That means what groaning makes you into is an awful sight. I thought something awful must have happened to them. I was afraid to go in. I didn't know what to do. Would you please come and see about them? This is the woman talking to Charles Finney. Finney replied, no, it isn't necessary. I replied, they just have a spirit of travail in prayer. Why am I excited? They just have a spirit of travail. Don't disturb them. Leave them alone. Leave these people alone. If they stop doing this thing, revival will tarry. Finney prayed much himself, rising every morning 4 o'clock. He will go out into the country and pray till 8 o'clock. As we look again at the scriptures, Romans chapter 8, verse 26 and 27, this is Kenneth Hagin speaking, in a little more detail, we see how they also relate to travail in prayer on behalf of others. This is Kenneth Hagin, even though we already know that's what 8:26 is saying, clearly linking it properly. Okay? There are some who will be saved because they hear the truth and respond to it, but there are others who will never be saved unless someone intercedes for them. Only intercessory prayer, let me say it again. Only intercessory prayer will break the power of the devil over them and release them. Let me stop here. How do you feel in your heart? Go and buy the book. You have not bought ahead to pay for this one. How much is it? 1K. Just say that is okay. That's okay. 1K. 100 copies will be how much? What did I just do?